Welcome to Smart Economics. Here are your top business and startup news. China trade surplus with US widens 7.1% to $317 billion in 2020. China's trade surplus with the United States widened last year, underlining the failure of Donald Trump to narrow the gap during this tenure. Demand soared for electronics and medical equipments during the coronavirus pandemic. The pickup came on the back of a jump in exports through most of the last year as China's factories kicked back into gear from the second quarter following a strict lockdown that managed to broadly contain COVID-19 and allow economic activity to return. Digital road freight forwarder Sender raises $160 million Series plans European expansion. Sender, a large digital road freight forwarder based out of Germany, has raised $160 million in Series D financing. The round was led by an unnamed party, but round participants included Excel, Lexter, HV Capital, Project A, and Scania. Sources say Hidosofia may be the unnamed growth investor, although Sender declined to comment. To date, Sender has raised more than $260 million, allowing it to lay claim into a potential $1 billion valuation. Sender directly connects enterprise shippers with trucking companies, thus disintermediating the traditional freight model. It says it will move over 1 million truckloads in this year. Intel to replace CEO Bob Swan with VMware's Pat Gelsinger. Chipmaker Intel Corporation said on Wednesday it would replace Chief Executive Officer Bob Swan, VMware Inc. CEO Pat Gelsinger next month. Intel said its announcement is unrelated to its financial performance in 2020. The company's shares were up nearly 10% in early trading. Swan, a former chief financial officer from eBay, had served as Intel's finance and chief, was named its interim CEO when Brian Kratzing resigned in June 2018. Snapchat permanently bans President Trump's account. Quite a bit has happened since Snap announced last week that it was indefinitely locking President Trump's Snapchat account, but after temporary bans from his Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube accounts as well as permanent ban from Twitter, Snap has decided that it will also be making its ban on the President's Snapchat account permanent, though Trump's social media preferences as a user are clear. Snapchat gave the Trump campaign a particularly effective platform to target young users who are active on the service. A permanent ban will undoubtedly complicate his future business and political ambitions as he finds himself removed from most mainstream social platforms. Joe Biden to unveil plan to pump $1.5 trillion into pandemic-hit economy. President-elect Joe Biden will unveil a stimulus package proposal on Thursday designed to jump-start the economy during the coronavirus pandemic with an economic lifeline that could exceed $1.5 trillion and help minority communities. Biden campaigned last year on a promise to take the pandemic more seriously than President Donald Trump, and the package aims to put the pledge into action with an influx of resources for the coronavirus vaccine rollout and economic recovery. Grab Financial Group raises $300 million Series A led by Hanwha Asset Management. Grab Financial Group said today it has raised more than $300 million in Series A funding, led by South Korean firm Hanwha Asset Management, with participation from K3 Ventures, GGV Capital, Arbor Ventures, and Flourish Ventures. The Financial Times reports that the funding value Grab Financial, a subsidiary of ride-hailing and delivery giant Grab, at $3 billion. Both K3 Ventures and GGV Capital were early investors in Grab, which was founded in 2012. Back in February 2020, Grab announced it has raised $856 million in funding to grow its payment and financial services. What happens when you lose your crypto key? Some Bitcoin holders are experiencing that feeling when you can't find your car keys, panic, and turn your apartment upside down looking for them. But in this case, there are millions of dollars in the backseat as the digital wallets soar in value. Some investors can't cash in because they forgot the passwords. According to NYT report, one programmer in SF has 2 password guesses left to access a wallet containing 7,002 bitcoins or $220 million. Of the 18.5 million bitcoins in existence, about 20%, that is $140 billion worth, seems to be lost or abandoned. Per crypto data company Chainalysis, it's not a good time to not be able to access your Bitcoin. Despite a recent dip, the crypto is still up about 335% in the past year. Relatedly, inquiries to Wallet Recovery Services, a business that helps crypto holders find their keys, have tripled in the past month. Media billionaire David Barclay dies aged 86. Sir David Barclay, the co-owner of the Daily Telegraph newspaper, has died at the age of 86. Sir David, together with his twin brother, Sir Frederick, built up a business empire spanning hotels, retail, and media. His death was announced in the Telegraph, which reported that he died on Sunday after a short illness. Prime Minister Boris Johnson, a former columnist of the paper, paid tribute to Sir David. Farewell with respect and admiration to Sir David Barclay, who rescued a great newspaper, created many thousands of jobs across the UK, and who believed passionately in the independence of this country and what it could achieve. He tweeted, SoftBank-backed online car dealer Auto One to go public in the first quarter, plans to raise $1.2 billion. German online car trading platform Auto One on Wednesday announced it is planning to list on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange in the first quarter of 2021. It is aiming to raise approximately 1 billion euros, that is $1.2 billion, from newly issued shares in an initial public offering. The 8-year-old company, which is headquartered in Berlin, allows consumers and car dealers in Europe to buy and sell used cars on the internet. It claims that it sold over 615,000 cars and generated 3.5 billion euros in revenue across 30 countries in 2019. Payment startup Rapid doubles valuation to $2.5 billion as COVID turbocharges growth. Every company will be a fintech company, Angela Strange, a journal partner at famed Silicon Valley investor Andreessen Horowitz, declared early last year. Her comments reverberated through the fast-growing financial technology industry and came as tech giants like Google and Apple signaled a growing interest in banking. Can any big brand embed finance into their services? Rapid, a firm providing what's sometimes referred to as the plumbing of fintech services, thinks so. Apple announces latest efforts in its $100 million racial equity and justice initiative. Apple on Wednesday announced its latest set of major donations as part of its $100 million initiative to help dismantle systematic barriers and promote racial equality for people of color. The company split the first round into 3 projects, including a $25 million donation to the Propel Center, a learning hub for historically black colleges and universities. It will also launch the Apple Developer Academy to support coding students in Detroit, and venture capital funding for black and brown founders. CEO Tim Cook announced the Racial Equity and Justice Initiative in June, following the killings of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. Lisa Jackson, the company's Vice President of Environment, Policy and Social Initiatives, leads the program. KKR bets $200 million on One Republic frontman Ryan Tedder's catalog. Private equity firm KKR & Co. will buy a majority stake in Grammy Award-winning songwriter and producer Ryan Tedder, an American pop rock band, One Republic's music catalog that includes hits such as Counting Stars and Apologize. KKR, with investments in TikTok parent ByteDance and music company BGM, will also have publishing and recorded music rights to the catalog that has nearly 500 songs, including those co-written with popular acts such as Beyoncé, Lady Gaga, and U2. The catalog is valued at nearly $200 million. A source with knowledge of the matter said. KKR declined to comment on the deal value. That's it in today's video. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel for daily business and startup news.